Hi students, I'm Dr. Bhavna. In this lecture we are going to deal about the animal kingdom. So we are going to continue the animal kingdom. We already have started with phylum chordates. In phylum chordates, again it is divided into three types called as urochordata, cephalochordata as well as vertebrata. So we have started with vertebrates. What is the speciality of the vertebrates? Vertebrates, they possess notochord only during embryonic development. Later, it is replaced by bony or cartilaginous endoskeleton. So now, animal kingdom. In animal kingdom, especially, we are going to deal about vertebrates. So basically, as I have told you, these two are the specific features. These vertebrates are also will have a special feature, that is heart will be present in all of them, as well as kidneys are present. Like how for humans heart and kidneys play a very important role. Like that for them also heart and kidneys are very important. Like heart may be two chambered, three chambered, four chambered. It will vary depending on different classes. Suppose for mammals, we humans, we have four chambered heart. But when it comes to reptiles and all, they will have only three chambered heart. Later, other animals, it will have like fishes only two chambered heart. So there is good differentiation between the heart chambers. Some will have two chambered, three chambered, four chambered. These all are important neat questions which we are going to discuss, as well as kidneys are also present. Kidneys play a very important role in osmoregulation as well as excretion. So these are the four specific features that are related to vertebrates. Vertebrates means what? Four specific features. One is notochord is present during embryonic development only, as well as another specific feature is later it is replaced by bony or cartilaginous endoskeleton. It may be bony or it may be cartilaginous. That is present, as well as later stages kidneys as well as heart. Heart as well as kidneys, it is associated. So these are the four specific features which you should remember. When it comes to urochordates, notochord is present only in the larval tail, it is present. Later it is in full body, it is absent. But when you come to cephalochordates, notochord is persistent throughout the life. That is, from head to tail, this notochord is present. So this is about the brief introduction about the vertebrates. Then later we have seen about in the last class only we have discussed the classification of vertebrates. Only two major divisions, that is nothing but Agnatha and Gnatostomata. Agnatha means without jaw. Jaw is absent for them. When it comes to Gnatostomata, jaw is present for them. That is, jaw is present means what? Again, it is divided into two types. We have already discussed this in the last class. If anyone have missed it, just go through it. In detail, we have discussed. Just now here I am just revising for you. So, in Pisces, again, it is two classes they are divided. That is nothing but chondrichthyes, osteichthyes, which we are going to discuss in today's topic. Because why they are classified under Pisces? Pisces means nothing but it is fishes. So why it is classified? Why it is classified? Because they bear fins. Fins will be present for them. Later, another classification is for tetrapods. Tetrapods means what? They bear limbs. Limbs means how they bear the limbs. That is aves, reptiles. Everyone will have four limbs, like two hands and two legs. That's why they are classified under tetrapods. Tetra means what? Four. So they will have four. When it comes to Pisces, that is fishes, they will bear fins. Why they bear fins? For swimming. So in the last class we have discussed Agnatha. Agnatha means what I have told you, without jaw. That is, only one class will belong to Agnatha. That is nothing but without jaw. That is nothing but cyclostomata. That we have done. Today we are going to start with the class chondrichthyes as well as osteichthyes. Chondrichthyes means what? These will come under these will come under Pisces, that is Gnathostomata. That is, they bear jaws. So class chondrichthyes. I am slowly going with the topic so that you should understand very clearly regarding this. I am going very slowly. So class chondrichthyes, which is classified under Pisces and which is in turn classified under Gnathostomata. So class chondrichthyes. Now when you are going to start, same pattern we will follow like how we have discussed in the last class. How we have discussed, first they are marine. They are purely marine organisms. That is, they live only in the oceans. They do not live in the fresh water. Marine, so they are marine organisms. Next, what is the endoskeleton which they possess? This is very easy to remember. Chondrichthyes, C. It is starting with C. So remember, like cartilaginous endoskeleton is present in them, not bony endoskeleton. It is cartilaginous endoskeleton. So cartilaginous endoskeleton. Cartilaginous endoskeleton is present in them. Next, another important feature. For them, notochord, only one class where notochord is persistent throughout the life in vertebrates. What we have discussed earlier in vertebrates, notochord is present during embryonic development. Later it is replaced by cartilaginous or bony endoskeleton. But for only important neat question, only for chondrichthyes, this is present like only this notochord is persistent throughout the life in chondrichthyes. Important neat question. In which organisms notochord is persistent throughout the life? They'll give you examples as well as invertebrates if they ask. It is nothing but chondrichthyes. So notochord is persistent throughout the life. Notochord is persistent throughout life. That is one important point. That is only cartilaginous. That notochord is only cartilaginous that is present. That's why we have given two different points regarding this. Cartilaginous endoskeleton as well as notochord is persistent throughout the life. That we have given. So further, notochord is persistent always throughout the life. That important point you should remember. Next, when you come to the jaws, we have discussed Gnathostomata means only jaws are present. So here jaws are very powerful in these organisms. That is, jaws are present and they are very powerful. Jaws are present as well as they are very powerful in these organisms. If jaws are present, obviously mouth is present as well as teeth are present. So mouth is always located ventrally for them. It is not present dorsally. You should go in a sequence to remember this. First, you should go like where they are present. Then which endoskeleton is associated with them. Then whether notochord is present or no, that you should see. Then jaws. Then when you come to mouth, jaws are present. If jaws are present, obviously mouth is present. So mouth is usually ventral. Mouth is usually ventral. It is situated on the ventral side. Then teeth are present. Here teeth are very backwardly directed and they are very sharp, The teeth will be very sharp for them. So teeth are present and they are backwardly directed. Backwardly directed. Next, for them here, the body is streamlined structure. Body is streamlined structure means what? The body is having a streamlined body. That is, they should be able to float right on the water. So here for them the body is streamlined body. Streamlined body is present. These are the some specific features. Now once I will revise and then later another points we will deal. See, first when you come to class chondrichthyes, they are marine organisms. That is mostly they live in the oceans itself. Then later, what is the endoskeleton which is present? You can remember like C and C, class chondrichthyes, then it is cartilaginous endoskeleton. As well as next, notochord is always persistent throughout the life. The notochord is present for them. Only one specific feature that is very important is notochord is persistent throughout the life. Then when you come to jaws, mouth is present, jaws are also present. Mouth is usually present on the ventral side, not on the dorsal side. Jaws are present. That's why no, it is classified under Gnathostomata. Then later, teeth are present. Teeth are usually backwardly directed and they are present. Next, body is streamlined structure. Body because they help the organisms to float in the water. So that's why body is streamlined. Now we'll go to the next other points that are classified. So the next points here which are associated is operculum as well as air bladder. Here air bladder is always absent in them. Air bladder is absent. Air bladder means what is the use of this air bladder? They help the organisms. If they don't want to swim also, this air bladder will help them to remain in water. But here for class chondrichthyes, this air bladder is absent. So what is the use of this as air bladder is absent for them? That's why these organisms constantly should move in the water. That is, they should constantly swim in the water. So air bladder absent. When it comes to respiration, respiration for any fish, it is nothing but gills. So for this also gills are present. But operculum is a structure that is associated with the gills that is absent for this chondrichthyes. Operculum is absent. Air bladder is absent. Operculum is also absent. Notochord, only notochord is persistent throughout the life. Next, when you come to the body of the organism, body is covered by placoid scales. Placoid scales. Normally we see, right, whether body is covered by scales for any organism, body is covered by scales. That is, body is covered by the placoid scales. So body is covered with scales because for fishes and all obviously scales are present. But there is differentiation between the placoid scales as well as cytoid scales. For this chondrichthyes, placoid scales are present. But when you come to class Osteichthyes, chondrichthyes after later it is Osteichthyes. For the class Osteichthyes, they will have cytoid scales. So the scales only there is big differentiation between the placoid as well as cytoid scales. That you should remember. See, this class of chondrichthyes as well as the class of Osteichthyes, you can write it as differences because for this placoid scales are present, for them placoid scales are absent. In the next class, I will give you a differentiation between the chondrichthyes as well as Osteichthyes. What are the differences? I will give you like a tabular column. So These are plecoid scales. Here gills are absent, air bladder is absent. For them they are present. Like that only you should read it as differences. In neat means what questions will come basically? All like whether air bladder is absent in some organisms, air bladder is present in some organisms. These are only the main differences which are associated with that of numerous neat questions will be asked, like air bladder is present or operculum is present. Like that questions only they will ask. So that you should remember clearly. Then later plecoid scales are present. Later after plecoid scales, another, now we'll go to another important point that is present. When you come to respiration is done, then about the circulatory system you should see. So in the circulatory system, basically, what is the type of circulatory system which is exhibited by fishes? Just now I have told you, heart is present, but the heart will have only two chambers. That is one atrium as well as one ventricle. These will bear fins for swimming, and heart is usually two chambered. One atrium as well as one ventricle is present. So heart is two chambered heart. One atrium, one ventricle. One atrium as well as one ventricle are present. For us, we humans, two atrium, two ventricles, but for all fishes, it is two chambered heart. That is one atria as well as one ventricle are present for them. So this is about the heart. Respiration means gills are present. Gill slits are present as we have discussed in notochord. That is notochord, gill slits. Pharynx is perforated by gill slits. Numerous gill slits are present and these are useful for respiration. And these gill slits here, which we have discussed, gill slits are separate for them. For every organism, mostly gill slits are separate only. So gill slits are separate. So gill slits are separate for them. Air bladder is absent, gill slits are separate. Heart is two chambered heart, that is one atrium as well as one ventricle is present. Then later, when you come to another important point that is associated with this class of chondrichthyes, important neat question, alternative year they'll ask, like electric organs are present in them. Electric organs, special features, electric organs. Electric organs are present for this class of chondrichthyes. Electric organs are present. That is torpedo. Torpedo. In only one organism, these electric organs are present. What is the organism? That is nothing but torpedo. Then later, the another important question that you should remember. Electric organs, torpedo. Only in one. Then later, poisonous strings are present. Like how they appear is this chondrichthyes. They will appear like this. What is this? It is nothing but the poisonous. They'll bear fins actually. They'll bear fins. So what is this? It is nothing but the poisonous string which is present. So poisonous string is present. Poisonous string is present for these class of chondrichthyes. Then in which organism this poisonous string is present? This poisonous string is useful for like defense mechanisms. For them also defense is needed, right? To or can act as a predator also for searching for its prey and all. This poisonous string is used, as well as electric organs are also present. But electric organs are present only in one class, that is nothing but torpedo. When it comes to poisonous string, that is present in only one organism. That is nothing but a trigon. Trigon. Torpedo, trigon. I want to get a good difference between these two organisms. Both are starting with T only. Electric organs are present only in torpedo, whereas poisonous strings, they are present in trigon. Trigon. Stingray. It is also called as stingray. Means these poisonous strings are present. Poisonous string. So these are the another important points, electric organs as well as this. Next, what do you think about the class chondrichthyes? Are they warm-blooded animals or cold-blooded animals? Any fish which is associated or whatever now we are going to deal except the mammals, all are poikilotherms only. That is cold-blooded animals. That is, they do not maintain constant temperature. We humans are homeotherms. That is, we maintain constant body temperature. But when it comes to poikilotherms, they do not maintain constant temperature because they live in water. In some places, they may go to another waters and all. They may be shifting. That's why they cannot maintain a constant body temperature. By birth only, they can change their temperature from one place to another. That's why they are called as cold-blooded poikilotherms. Cold-blooded as well as poikilotherms. Cold-blooded as well as poikilotherms. That is, they cannot maintain constant body temperature. That point you should remember. Next, we have discussed fins are present. In males, sexes are usually separate for them. That is, males are different as well as females are different. So in males especially, they bear fins, right? So these fins, they bear claspers. Pelvic fins, they bear claspers, which are useful for extra defense mechanisms. So they bear claspers. These fins, in males only, pelvic fins bear claspers. Only in males. So these are the another specific features. Then later when you go more deep, you already have told that sexes are separate. That is, males are different as well as females are different. But now later continuation, what is about the fertilization and development, that all we will see. Now again I'll see till now what I have told you, I'll just revise that. First, air bladder is absent in them. Because air bladder is absent in them, they should constantly swim to protect themselves, or else they will die. Or else they'll die because air bladder is absent. They should constantly swim. Constantly swimming take place. So air bladder is absent. Now, gills. Gill slits are also separate. When you come to gill slits are separate. Operculum is also absent. Air bladder is absent. Operculum is absent. Only the notochord is present and it is persistent throughout the life. Then later, gills. Gill slits are separate, I have told you. Next, the body is covered by scales. We can obviously remember that body is covered by scales because it is fishes. But what type of scales is very important. That is nothing but placoid scales. They are covered by placoid scales. Next, when you come to now, till respiration is over, body is over, about mouth and jaws it is over. Then we will come to heart. Heart is usually two chambered. That is one atrium, one ventricle. Only two are present. Two chambers of heart are present. One atrium and one ventricle. Then later, now will come the specific features which are associated with this chondritis. That is only two specific features. One is electric organs, then another one is poisonous string. Electric organs are present in torpedo, only one organism. Torpedo possess electric organs. Then poisonous string. It is present in trigon. Trigon possesses a string. This string type, that is nothing but poisonous string which is present only in chondrichthyes. Rest all organisms this is absent. So that one. Then when you come to what type of animals exactly they are, from now chondrichthyes, osteichthyes, amphibians, reptiles, everything are cold-blooded poikilotherms. Cold-blooded means what? They do not maintain constant body temperature. All organisms do not maintain, except we humans and some mammals, only they maintain the constant body temperature. That's why we are homeotherms. Rest all organisms are poikilotherms. Next, we have discussed that sexes are separate for them. Sexes are separate means what? Males are different as well as females are different. Next, another important point that you should remember. Sexes are separate. That is, they are dioecious animals. Dioecious. In males especially, fins are present, but these pelvic fins bear claspers. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. Then later, another important point that you should remember is nothing but sexes are separate in dioecious. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. Next, when you come to fertilization, fertilization is usually internal fertilization. Fertilization is internal. That is, they take place in the body of the female only. So it takes place internally, internal fertilization. Other organisms, external fertilization, but here for chondrichthyes, it is internal fertilization. So the organisms are also viviparous organisms. Only class which exhibit viviparous is nothing but, after mammals, it is nothing but chondrichthyes. Mammals also exhibit viviparous, but the chondrichthyes in fishes especially, here they exhibit viviparous. Viviparous. That is about the young ones. They give directly birth to young ones. So sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. Fertilization is internal, as well as the organisms exhibit viviparous nature. Viviparous. So this is about the main points that are associated with that of class chondrichthyes. I hope you all got it regarding these different points. Nothing, don't get so much confused. It is very easy to remember class chondrichthyes. First, we are started with the whether they are marine organisms. Then later, what is the endoskeleton? Then notochord is present or no, that we have done. Then later, when you come to mouth, jaws are present, teeth are present. Mouth is usually ventral side, jaws are very powerful. That about mouth it is done. Then you come to respiration. In respiration, we have seen about the gill slits are separate, we have seen, as well as we have seen about the next circulatory system, heart. It is two-chambered heart. Then scales are present on the body. That is nothing but placoid scales. Body is done, heart, respiration, mouth, everything is done. Then specific features, electric organs, poisonous string. These are the two specific features that you should remember. Then you come to almost like reproductive system you come. Sexes are separate. Males only, they bear claspers. That is done. Fertilization is always internal fertilization, as well as they exhibit viviparous nature. That's all. Simple class chondrichthyes. Now we will see examples. It is nothing but scoliodon. Scoliodon is also called as dogfish. Then we have discussed trigon is stingray. Scoliodon is dogfish, trigon stingray, as well as pristis. Pristis is sawfish. Then carcodron is white shark. Only 4 examples. How easily you can remember is STPC you can remember. Scoliodon, dogfish. Trigon, stingray. Pristis, sawfish. 2 fishes, dogfish, sawfish. Fish only, chondrichthyes, majority. Like only these 2 are fishes in chondrichthyes. Scoliodon, dogfish. Then later, pristis, sawfish. Carcodon is white shark which is present. So STPC you can remember. Scoliodon, dogfish. Trigon, stingray. Pristis, sawfish. Carcodon, great white shark. So this is about the class chondrichthyes. 2 times you read the scientific names, so it will be very easy for you. Then next class we are going to continue about class osteichthyes.